Hello everyone, good morning, thanks for coming. We're here representing PwC, and we're here introducing the Mentors for Millennials program. I'm Alvin.
I'm Guillermo.
I'm Nicole. I'm Marissa. I'm Duo.
And I'm Roberto. This is Jean-Marie Lundo, a graduate from Thomas Jefferson High School, where according to CareNews.org, 1 in 3 students do not make it to graduation and therefore do not go to college. I played soccer and he was my roommate for 2 years prior to me transferring to UT Dallas. During those years, he would always mention to me about the importance of his college education and just how much it meant to him to graduate. Listen to his words on what it meant for him on his graduation.
What helped you graduate in a high school which 1 out of 3 students don't receive a diploma?
I have teachers that actually forced me. Some students took AP classes and some didn't, and I was one of those lucky people who actually signed up for those classes, and I feel like it pushed me forward to actually go and explore more compared to those who are easy classes. So they really didn't put any efforts in there, from my understanding. So, yeah.
How important was it for yourself to graduate and go to college?
To me, it was a big achievement because my dream was to go to college and I guess achieve higher education.
Jean would also mention to me that many of the students around him did not know that the opportunity of higher education was available for them. Thus, PwC has conducted research to analyze how exactly this has an effect on the Dallas community. The research has come to this. PwC has identified that Dallas ISD, and specifically Thomas Jefferson High School, in the greatest need of a mentorship program. In this figure, you can see that in the graduating class of May 2017, Thomas Jefferson High School had 406 students enrolled in the 9th grade cohort. Out of that, 137 students did not make it to graduation. That graduation rate is at 67%. Also, on top of that, Thomas Jefferson, according to US News, has a 49% participation rate in AP programs, a program in which John said that had a major impact on his graduation. We believe that higher education leads to higher income, and thus having more financial flexibility on spending. You can see here on a bachelor's degree gives about $56,000. That's almost $36,000 more dollars than a high school dropout would make. Thus, a college degree would give people the financial flexibility, spending on better food for them, better housing, education, healthcare, on top of boosting the Dallas economy and lowering poverty rates. Thus, PwC has identified education as the key to fixing many long-term problems that the Dallas community has faced. And I'll pass it to Dua so she can talk to you about our mentorship program.
Hi, we are PricewaterhouseCoopers, and our mission is to kind of create a better society for tomorrow. So we strive to increase education and increase access to education and throughout our foundation. In fact, PwC has already invested $47.7 million into education growth since 2001. So as PwC, we propose, in efforts to increase the graduation rates at Thomas Jefferson High School, a mentorship program, Mentors for Millennials. I will now pass it down to Nicole.
So the state of Texas has an average graduation rate of about 85%. In the Dallas Independent School District, a lot of high schools are facing graduation rates as low as 67%. That's a third of your high school graduating class not graduating with you. Not graduating high school leads to many different effects like unemployment, poverty, and low salaries, which have a large effect on the Dallas community as a whole. As Roberto stated, the United States Census Bureau states that high school dropouts make about $20,000 a year, which is $10,000 less than high school graduates and $36,000 less than college graduates. Similarly, in 2016, the Bureau of Labor Statistics stated that the unemployment rate was 4.8%, but the unemployment rate for high school dropouts was about 8.5%, which is significantly higher for an unemployment rate, especially compared to the national average. I'm now going to pass it to Melissa, who's going to talk about our mentorship program at the University of Texas.
Thanks, Nicole. So in order to gain some background on our pre-existing mentor program, we spoke to Hillary Freeman, who is the program specialist here for the freshman mentor program. And we asked her a few questions about her program just so we can figure out what our program would look like. So the first question that we asked her was about how many students that they have. And she told us that they have about 1,200 students. So given that, we decided that we could expect as many as 200 students for our program for them to participate. Another thing that we asked her about was how we should go about training our mentors. And she said it's 3 things that they do to train their mentors here at UT Dallas. The first thing would be that they get an online training over the summer just before the school year. So our mentors would be given that training as well. The second item would be in-person training as a whole. So all of the mentors get an in-person training together right before the school year starts. The third thing that they do is they conduct monthly meetings between mentors. So they all get to collaborate and talk about things, the struggles that they have with their mentees or things that are going great. So other mentors can use this to help their mentees as well. So given this information from Hillary, we decided to use this so we can create mentors for millennials to help the students at Thomas Jefferson High School. I'm now going to pass it on to Alvin, who's going to talk about the effect in the community.
Okay, so I'm going to be talking about like the broad effects on the economy that this program potentially could have. So I'm just going to basically start with figures that Nicole and Roberta mentioned, that $20,000, that's the average amount of income that high school dropout brings in. And now compare it to $56,000, that's the actual income that bachelor degree holders bring in. So obviously you see that there's a difference in the income, and you see that they can make ends meet with $20,000, right? You know you can make living of $20,000 and still have a decent life. But then on top of that, you see that there's a difference in spending power. $20,000 to $56,000, that's like almost triple the amount, right? So that spending power is really important and critical in the local, state, and national economic level, simply because that spending power determines how an area is going to grow. If there's a high concentration of dropouts in a specific area, that means that there's less spending power. So less money is circulating into that area, and less money is being spent within the shops and the restaurants and the businesses that are within the area. So that also means less jobs, and long-term it doesn't look good at a local, state, or national level. So that's why it's important to consider why high school graduation rates and dropout rates have an effect on the economic level. Add to that the fact that the average high school dropout costs the government and the taxpayer $292,000 across their lifetime. So you might think, I don't live in a high dropout area, why should I care? This is why, because if you're paying taxes, if you're a citizen here, you're losing money every single time someone drops out. Simply because the government then has to spend money on them to basically make up for the fact that they dropped out of high school, and now they have to deal with that. So now I'm going to go over some broad numbers that basically, it portrays like a best case scenario of how the U.S. would look like and the economic effects of having a 90% graduation rate of high school. So first one is $16.1 billion in healthcare savings. There would be 250,000 graduates. There would be around $5.7 billion in economic growth at a national level, $3.1 billion in earnings, 14,000 new jobs, and there would also be $664 million in new tax revenue for the government. So that means that there's a lot more money and a lot more income for the government to basically get revenue off of, and basically dedicate it to active programs instead of maintaining dropouts or aren't bringing any substantial income or improving their local economies. Add to that the fact that 82% of the prisoners in America are high school dropouts. So those are people that aren't bringing any income and are costing us even more money than the average dropout. So these are all of the effects on the economy at a broad level, and why our program stands a pretty good chance at improving Dallas in general, and how it could be scaled up and actually improve the economy at a national level. So now I'm going to pass it off to Blue.
Thank you. The goals of the mentor is basically to increase the graduation rate in Thomas Jefferson High School, and also to ensure the student further their education. They just don't graduate, but they also move to college. So they'll do this by guiding the high school people and by motivating them and helping them if they have any challenges with the classes and AP classes they are to take. They're also going to do this by giving them support. Most people do well when there's someone invested in them, or there's someone to believe in them. So the mentor is basically going to make them feel heard and and like there's someone to listen to them, and also encourage them to take AP classes so they can like save money when they go to college and to graduate sooner, and also to like challenge themselves. I'm going to pass it to Nicole, who's going to tell us about the Mentors program.
Mentor, the National Mentoring Partnership is an already established foundation that talks about mentoring and encourages people in the community to find a mentor or a student to mentor. We're going to be collaborating with them because of several of the statistics and facts that they found, such as that young people who have a mentor at a young age are 55% more likely to go to college, 78% more likely to volunteer in the community on a regular basis, and 130% more likely to hold leadership positions later in life. One of the main reasons we've chosen to collaborate with Mentor is because of their abundance of training opportunities. This program is collaborating with them is typically going to consist of just training. They do have an online interactive portal, and they do host webinars on a regular basis as well. I'm going to pass it back to Chloe to talk about our staff.
Alright, so we have three major staffs. We have the project manager who's gonna like manage everything and make sure everyone is efficient and everyone involved is getting the desired result. And we also have the instructors who are the SAT and ACT prep tutors. So what they do is to make sure every student is ready for the exam and they know how to manage their times very well and also are well prepared in terms of their academics. And finally, we have the PwC mentors. Those are like, we have about 75 of them, and they're going to be paired with like about 2 to 3 students at Thomas Jefferson High School. And what they will do is to like give them advice. They're like buddies, people they can like talk to and reach out to whenever they're having difficulties in anything. So I'm going to pass it to Guillermo, who's going to like tell us about time.
Thank you. This is a timeline. We're going to start with a sophomore class, and it's going to be a 3-year period for them. So this is how it's going to look for them. So they started on their sophomore year during the fall semester. There are going to be 3 main events. The first one is amputee training. We also want to have volunteer schedule. We hope that every PwC staff has between 2 or 3 students. We also want to have student sign-ups. We're going to hold a meeting with the parents too so they can learn about the goals and benefits of the program. Now, moving to the sophomore year, but now during the spring, we're going to make sure we have the materials to prepare the students, which includes the ACT and ACT books, calculators, pencils, etc. And also during that period, turning is going to begin. Now, during the junior year, the students are going to take the ACT and ACT test, and based on the average scores, we're going to improve or focus on certain aspects for them to improve their grade. Now moving on to the senior year, we're going to assist them on college applications, financial aid and scholarships, and we're going to help students to make the decision or on where they want to go between their choices of college. We're also going to pay for college application. If they stay that 3-year, starting on sophomore to senior year, PwC is going to take care of that college application. And we hope this program also helps them to network at a young age and improve those leadership skills. I'm going to pass it to Dua, who's going to talk about the budget.
So for our budget, we estimated that we would have about 200 students and 75 PwC employees. Our budget will consist of 4 things, which would be the ACT, SAT prep courses, the project manager, the school supplies, and the online courses that the mentors will take in order to become mentors. So our total estimated budget would be $172,000, and we asked the Dallas Chambers to fund $86,000 of that in order for our project to succeed. Now I will pass it down to Marissa to just work with your tab.
So in conclusion, our Mentors for Millennials is focusing on the low graduation rates of Dallas. So as you can tell from everything that we presented, the low graduation rates have a huge effect on the community in Dallas, and it affects every single person in this room. So we as a company, we are looking to partner with the Dallas Regional Chamber, and we are looking for $86,000 from them so we can help the students at Thomas Jefferson High School so that we can help them increase their graduation rate. Thank you all for your time. Does anybody have any questions?